What's up everybody? Ben here at the Spirit of Running, and today we're talking about the New Balance FuelCell Rebel V4. For the men, this shoe is going to weigh in at 7.6 ounces. For the women, 5.9 ounces. Has a 6mm drop and retails for $140. Alright, let's break this shoe down from bottom to top. The outsole has a really nice amount of rubber, but it does have key areas where it is exposed midsole material. The reason for this is to keep weight out of the shoe. The rubber is in all the right places though. So I think that there's enough rubber in the heel and the forefoot that you're not going to have an issue with traction, whether you're going through a turn or you're going through wet or dry conditions, especially if you're on the pavement, whether it's asphalt or concrete. The amount of rubber on there is sufficient for the full life of the shoe, I think. I don't think you're going to have any durability issues by this rubber wearing down too quickly. Looking at the midsole, we have a really nice thick stack of fuelcell foam. If you're familiar with V3, this is a lot more midsole material than the previous version of the shoe. I think that this adds benefit to the shoe as a running shoe. We might lose a little bit when we're talking about like the versatility in the gym and daily life. But on the whole, for what this shoe is designed for, I think that the added midsole material here is a positive. One of the things one of the other big things that I noticed in this shoe is that the arch is much more prevalent than almost any other New Balance shoe that I know of. So when I put my foot in, definitely had a really nice feeling around the bottom of the heel and the heel cup, and just a really nice supportive arch in the middle of the foot. And I think that this is a slight divergence from a lot of other New Balance shoes, which tend to have a much lower arch profile. So just be aware of that going into it. This is not the same design as the V3, just with more foam in it. It definitely has a different feel. Heading into the upper, we do have a very breathable, lightweight upper. There is enough structure in the upper that I don't feel that there's a lot of movement left to right. We do have enough cushion around the heel collar as well that I feel very secure in the shoe. The tongue is basically just there to prevent the laces from biting into the foot. Not a lot of structure in that tongue. We do have a gusseted tongue in there, so there's no slipping left to right, which just drives me crazy. But so I'm a big fan of how the shoe fits overall. To me, the upper does fit a little shallow though, so that can affect how you size the shoe. I stuck with my size 10, which is my normal size. And I feel that while the shoe fits true to size, that shallowness almost makes me want to go to a 10.5. So if you're looking at this shoe, I would definitely try your normal size, and I would try the half size up, see what feels better for you, and roll that way. I don't think that you have a wrong decision, but I think that there is potential, if this is your long run shoe, that there could be some issues with compression of the toes on that longer run as the foot swells. Runners and walkers, I think that for you guys, this is a huge upgrade relative to the V3. I really like the added stack height on the shoe. For running specifically, I think that it opens up this shoe to be a little more of a do-everything shoe than the V3 was. Personally, as a larger runner, I do like that little added bit of cushion. What we don't lose with this shoe is that sensation of the connection to the road that you had with the V3. So I feel very secure in my footing, and I feel like I really get a lot of energy return as I push off the pavement with this shoe. So we haven't added so much stack height that it gets that mushy feeling where you just can't really dig in and push off with the shoe, but it does give a little more overall protection so that you can use it quite nicely for everything from your easy runs to your longer runs up into your tempo and interval work. I think another positive for this shoe is because it's not overly stacked, it does do fairly well moving across different surfaces. There are definitely some shoes where when I move from one surface area to another, I get a little nervous about it, but I feel like you have enough connection with the ground on this shoe that you can move confidently from surface to surface to surface. For the gym, I think that the added stack height definitely reduces some of the versatility of this shoe. I think for the average gym goer though, that it's still a really great option to look at. If you're more into like the Orange Theory CrossFit crowd where you're in and out of machines more often, and by machines I mean like the rower and the bike, the added stack height and the added width in the forefoot, you know, and I mean by that I mean like the added flare at the bottom of the shoe, I think could be problematic as far as just that speed of moving in and out of the machines and really getting a good lockdown feel in the foot straps. But if you're the average gym goer going, getting your strength session in, maybe hopping on the treadmill and getting your cardio, I think this is a great shoe that can, you know, can move from the weightlifting floor into the cardio area and do really well for you. For daily living, I think that this shoe is very comfortable to wear, you know, whether we're talking work or casually. I think that the added stack height again benefits the daily wear for the V4 over the previous version. The only downside to this shoe is because it is built to be kind of a more up-tempo shoe, that it doesn't have a lot of subtle colors. So if you need something that's a little more subtle, and I would recommend in like the New Balance line, look at the 880 or the 1080. They have a lot more like black and whites and darker neutral colors. The Rebel tends to be more flashy and more vibrant, which works great for me as somebody who works in the running store and in the running industry, because I love all the color. But if you do need something a little more neutral, maybe look away towards the 880, 1080, 860, you know, and find something with a more neutral color palette. I think the higher arch profile as well definitely reduces some of my overall foot fatigue throughout the day. But again, that's going to be different for every individual. So just keep that in mind. If you have any questions about the shoe or anything that I didn't cover in the review, definitely drop those in the comments section and I'll be happy to answer any other questions in the comments. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future content. If you want to find the latest reviews, go to spiritofrunning.com where I put out my written reviews before the video reviews go out. And stay safe out there, keep moving forward, and we'll see you later. Thanks.